Welcome to the Crosspoint Podcast, a ministry of Crosspoint Church in Gulfport, Mississippi, where we exist to lead people into a growing relationship with Jesus Christ. We pray that our discussion is a blessing to you. Thanks for listening.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to the Kingdom Life is Good podcast. It is episode 4, and we are walking through the Sermon on the Mount, and excited to have here in, I guess it's the studio. It's my man cave, actually.
It's perfect.
But my wife's in here a lot, so it's not just the man cave.
She cave as well.
Yeah, it's a she cave too. So. But we're glad to have Jacob and Michelle Wilczynski. So glad that you guys are here today.
Good to be here. Thanks for having us.
And I said we're going to talk about anger and reconciliation, and Michelle said, "Well, we're the right people. We're the right people to talk about that."
We got all the controversy.
I would say anybody's the right people to talk about this, because this is an issue that everybody has to deal with. In marriage, in raising kids, at work, in the church, wherever we are. And maybe you mentioned online. We might even talk about online as we talk about this. But man, I just want to be free, and let's just talk about it. The passage is from Matthew chapter 5, 21 through I think about 26. And so, man, I would encourage our audience just to go and take a look at that. But it's where Jesus kind of ups the ante with regard to anger. He says, you've heard it said, don't murder, but I tell you, man, you don't need to really be unrighteously. He didn't necessarily use the word unrighteous, but it's certainly what he's referring to. Don't be angry for unrighteous reasons, but rather be reconciled to your brothers and sisters. I want you to think about something.
Oh no!
All right, here we go.
Yeah, here we go.
Hot takes.
Yeah. If you can think about this, if you can share, when were you the angriest that you can remember?
Last Tuesday? No, I'm kidding. Got a little bit of like a Dory. My brain doesn't always remember the past, gosh.
Or just a time.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Just a time when you just remember being really, really angry.
You want to go first, or you want me to?
I'm the angry one, apparently. Jake and I were talking about this in the house.
Again, this is fun, because as we're kind of prepping for this, she comes to a realization, like, hey, you're not that angry. I think I'm the angry one. And I just start laughing. I was like, but at the same time, it's like I try to defend her. It's like, or at least make her feel a little better.
You didn't say I agree, did you?
I didn't say I agree. I just said, I don't even know what my reaction was, I'm being honest with you. It was more like, man, it was more of, I don't see you as an angry person. I just think you get really emotional. And that's it. Like that, because she does have these outlashes of anger.
Oh, yeah.
But I understand that it's not at me. It was something unrelated, type thing, as far as like work, this person, that relationship, how somebody's acting over here, and it's bleeding over into how she treats to me, the kids, type thing.
Yeah.
And again, this doesn't happen 9.9 times out of 10, to try to quantify it for everybody. Michelle is a very good wife and a very just awesome parent, and she really does compliment me in the most way. God gave me exactly what I needed in a life partner, if I'm just being honest.
Yeah,
I'm just a little hot saucy every now and then.
Yeah,
a little hot saucy.
So
that's good.
And that was it. And then but as far as like going back to who's angry and who's not, and it's like, oh yeah, I really don't get angry. I get frustrated is how I categorize it, but I really don't get angry. And to answer your question, the last time I got super angry was I saw red, and it was, I don't think I've really told anybody this story. Just you, I think.
Which one?
It was with Casey, my younger brother, and he was being so disrespectful for my parents.
Oh, yeah.
I got so angry, and where I literally saw red and I went after him. Like, and I told him I was going to kill him. Like, I was holding him down and everything, and it got nasty. Like, it was, and I saw red. But that was 15 years ago or something like that.
Oh, praise the Lord. I thought
This wasn't last Tuesday.
Yeah, this wasn't last Tuesday like her. Or even yesterday where she told me, oh, I got angry at you because you didn't text me because I told you to text me when you left work.
right.
So that's to demonstrate, oh, no, I'm not an angry person. That's the last time, to answer your question directly.
Yeah.
That was the last time I saw red.
And so, you were a lot younger.
Yeah, hormonal,
Yeah.
whatever, 20-year-old teenager, you know.
Yeah.
All right, hot take from Michelle. Here we go.
Nope.
Ready. Get your tea ready.
Man, I have little episodes of anger that kind of just, and I don't know how much of that's like postpartum hormones. I've got a 2-year-old, a 7-month-old, a teenager, like.
It's the trifecta right there.
It's the trifecta. Like, I'm very much, my nerves are shot at this point. But, I mean, it's funny because growing up, my mom and dad, they always called me the happy kid, which I thought was really, it's funny to me because I feel like I have a shorter fuse than I let on.
Yeah.
And honestly, I probably I don't lash out typically. I let Jake have it a little bit, but it's just to keep him on his toes.
So you have 3, 4 siblings?
I'm one of 5.
One of 5.
And I'm the youngest girl, so it goes boy, girl, boy, me, and then my little brother.
Okay.
So there was some competition in the house.
I bet there was. You mentioned before we turned the camera on that you had kind of taken a break. You have an Instagram channel, and you know my wife, she's a follower, and she follows your channel. And look at this cute video she'll show. Look at this cute video, Michelle, man. But you said you've kind of taken a break because life is just crazy right now. And but you mentioned just before we started recording that sometimes you have seen anger played out on the internet.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Talk a little bit about that, because I can share a little bit about that too.
Yeah. You really do see some of the best things on the internet, but also like the worst and like sad things. And I mean, I remember, like, it's funny because I remember watching a video on how to like gain a following and basically almost like these clickbaity things you can do in your videos. When I was learning and trying to figure out like, oh, like if I want to do this, like how do I want to do it? And again, I'm no like influencer or anything like that. I do not have many followers, but a video was basically like, if you can get people angry in your comment section, your video will blow up.
Wow.
And it's like, and that was, I saw multiple videos that basically told you if you can get your comment section angry and debating and mad at each other, you'll have better traction on your videos. And it's just so sad. Like, and in my head, I don't want my videos to be a place where people come and to like fight.
Right.
But that's how a lot of these people have made it big, is they want that clickbait. They want to get people outraged. And so I don't like that. I've seen people fight in my comment section. People were fighting in my comment section one time because I served dinner on paper plates. Yeah. And I remember laughing to Jake about this. I'm like, how silly.
Yeah.
Of all the things that are going on in the world, people are upset because I put dinner on paper plates. And so it's just so wild, the comments you'll see. And even on other videos, like I don't comment a lot on people's videos unless it's uplifting. My rule of thumb is if I don't have anything nice to say, I won't say it. And it applies to keyboard worrying. Like, I don't do all that.
Yeah.
But it is sad, the comments and the nastiness you'll see on people's videos, like basically pretending they know this person and they don't. Right. I put out maybe 30-second to a minute clip of my day, and people think that they know you. They know me, and they don't. Yeah. You get to see me laughing and playing with my kids or doing a makeup routine or whatever it is, but that's literally 60 seconds of my day, of our day.
You know, here's my take. Okay, I think social media could really be terrific.
100%.
And maybe it is terrific, but it could really be terrific if people would use it. What did you say? Uplifting.
Yeah.
If people would use it for that. So about a month ago, man, I just had to delete all my social media. It just was getting so terrible, and I would fall into the comment hole, whether it was a Facebook post or something else, and it was just eating at me. It would just, it put me in a totally different frame of mind, and I just told Dina, I was like, I got to get rid of this. I got to delete it, and if there's anything important or tragic or traumatic that I need to know that people put on Facebook, you can tell me.
Yeah.
But I just can't. I can't. And here's why I think people do it. People will say stuff in the comment sections of your videos or anybody's post or whatever that they would never say if they were sitting right here face to face.
100%.
They would never say it. The clouds in between us or whatever the internet is. I don't really know what it is, but whatever it is, it's keeping us. So you can't beat me up. So I'm going to say this to you.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's easy to be angry. So, Brother Jacob, what is in your mind? What's the difference between righteous anger and unrighteous anger, and how do you know the difference? I know that's something we all wrestle with. I think in the life group video we talked about Jesus turning over those tables, and it wasn't just a visceral, in the moment reaction. The Lord took time to go sit down somewhere and braid him a whip, right? And so if Jesus is angry, it's certainly a righteous anger, because he is everything righteous. And so, what do you think? What do you think is the difference for us? Because I get angry, you get angry. What's the difference in righteous and unrighteous?
I really don't know how to answer that question. I guess it's more of, looking to the examples of righteous anger, right? Jesus getting angry.
Yeah.
The, braiding of the whip, to drive out everybody in the temple. And again, that was the proper measure, right? So that was righteous. But as far as unrighteous, I guess how, and y'all can correct me on this for sure. It's more of, does the anger turn into resentment or contempt? And then that is an indicator of the orientation of your heart. And that it could bring death upon you or your relationships or to anybody that's in contact with you, essentially. So I'm not sure if I kind of pseudo answered the righteous versus unrighteous.
Yeah, I think so, man. I think so. I don't think a righteous anger would necessarily, once we express that anger and deal with it, I don't think. Now I'm just shooting as a friend of mine says, I'm shooting from the top of my head, right? Not from the hip or off the top of my head. I'm shooting from the top of my head. Yeah. I think perhaps there's some truth to that it doesn't stay and doesn't brood and doesn't, once we let it out, it doesn't continue to grow into contempt or bitterness or anything like that. I was reading in a commentary, really just before you guys came here. We had a little time, and I was reading a little bit about this passage, and I don't know which one of these commentaries, but one of them referred to the fact that Jesus, when he was angry, it was not about himself. It wasn't a knee-jerk to defend himself. In that moment, it was about God's house, a house of prayer, right? And you've turned it into a den of thieves. And the commentator said, you even look to one of Peter's letters where it talks about what Jesus did on the cross and how he was ridiculed, but he did not ridicule back. You know, he was mocked, but he did not mock back. So maybe there's a nugget in that. And when we're thinking about righteous versus unrighteous, you know, defending somebody maybe who can't defend themselves, you know, I think there's some righteousness in that. You know, those who are, whether it's kids or whether it's somebody that society, you know, casts away, somebody who's being ridiculed by the culture.
I feel like I listened to a couple different sermons online before, like preparing, because trying to get ideas around it. And in regards to this, it's kind of like, how do you stew? Do you stew in that anger and build contempt, or do you go out and do something about it?
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, basically to your point, like, are you upset about hungry kids? Go volunteer at a food kitchen that serves children. Or like, are you upset about the homeless? Go help the homeless. Like, go do the thing that makes you angry, or like go fix the thing that makes you angry.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. You upset about single moms and their kids? Go help at the Women's Resource Center.
Right.
So it's posturing your heart to like use that anger in a way that does good for the kingdom.
And that makes me think, even as you said that, it makes me think that maybe there's a chance if we don't do that, if we just let it simmer and stew, that there's a chance that maybe something that started as righteous anger, if we don't do something, it could actually maybe morph into something that's unrighteous, you know, that's not helpful, that's not of the Lord. That's good, Michelle. So good.
Kind of piggyback off her in my notes, I got righteous anger directed at sin and injustice, not people.
Yeah.
It's motivated by love for God and others. It's controlled and measured. It's not explosive. Seeks restoration, not destruction. It's temporary, not nourished or held on to.
Mm-hmm.
So basically,
Yeah.
what we had through a natural conversation,
That's
we
good.
touched on
That's
all of it.
good. That's good.
And here I am to wrap it up in a nice little bow.
You did. You put a bow on it. So let's talk a little bit about. Let's talk about reconciliation, because in the passage Jesus talks about how important that is, to make sure you make it right with the people in our life, and he uses the word brother. I think the version you read out in the life group video said brother or sister, just to make sure this is not just for the men, right? It's not just about the men. It's about fellow believers, followers. You know, that we need to get those relationships right. Has there ever been a time that you had the hard conversation with somebody to get something right that was wrong? I know there has. I'm putting you on the spot to share that, but
I mean, yeah, we can piggyback from what we talked about in the first video. Is I literally was upset with Jake for reasons I don't even remember now.
Right.
And that went on from, I remember, I literally stopped responding to him on my birthday. I'm a January baby. I stopped responding. I was so upset. I'd worked it out in my head for months that I was so upset with him that I just quit responding. I was out of town on my birthday, and I stopped texting him back, and I just didn't talk to him.
How old were you?
I was, how old was I? 27? 26?
Do you remember why she was angry?
No, it was so silly.
Oh, I thought you were going to tell us all what it was.
Literally, just how she laid it out.
I remember I wrote like 5 pages worth of like a letter. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Do we have the letter?
I don't.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I still have it.
That
but
might
He
be
might have
hilarious.
burned
That might be
it.
hilarious to
Well,
go
the thing
read.
is,
I gotta find it. I don't know.
I'm not sure if I even finished it because I read like page 1 and I was like, this is so ridiculous. Everything's touching everything spaghetti wise, the book Men Are From Mars, Women Are From Venus type thing, and it's men are waffle cones, how their brain works one thing at
Right.
a time. Women brain, everything's connected with like a
I was a
piece of
great
spaghetti.
historian.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
yeah.
That's
was like,
not a good thing to be.
this is not even related. I don't even know. But here's the thing. Here's the kicker, though. I really did beat myself. I was like, man, I guess I am a terrible person. I started believing those things that she was mad at me about. It's like, man. And then somehow I came around. I was like, wait, I'm not that terrible of a person. She has something wrong in this situation. I own my part. She needs to own hers, And then that's where I got mad. I was like, all right, okay.
And
I'm
I
going to
did
join the
own it,
military.
like-
So this lasted. How long did this last?
So from January, this was COVID year too, to make things really spicy. Because this happened in January.
Okay.
COVID, I guess, was a thing come February.
Yeah,
Everything
February,
was
March, yeah.
closed down. And we were reconciled by your birthday,
Which is
August.
August. Woo.
So it literally
That's
lasted
8 months.
like half,
7-8 months.
like half a year. We were like, I was
So tell me the story.
mad.
How did it? You said your friend came to talk to you. You said you're being an idiot or something like that.
Yeah,
I'm
pretty much.
paraphrasing. Yeah.
Thank goodness for Kimberly Dominique.
Yeah.
But so I was in the middle of, with COVID, starting a new job at CVS of all places, that's a hard place to work.
Right.
So fresh out of pharmacy school, new pharmacist working at a brand new job, craziness with COVID. I was like pretty beat down mentally at this point. So not only did I kind of pseudo end things, there was no verbal like confirmation of ending. It was just we stopped talking to each other, even though we'd already been dating for we started dating in 2017,
Yeah.
and in 2020, 3 years of dating.
It was just like it was
I
not
was
like
just
we're
like-
breaking up. It was just like you just stopped.
I just stopped talking. I was so wrapped up in my feelings and this anger and this contempt that I'd made up in my mind. And it was a brunch that I had with my best friend like 6 months later. And her husband is best friends with Jake.
Okay.
And she was one that initially, they kind of set us up to begin with. They're like, we've got this perfect guy for you.
Yeah.
And I was just like, are you sure? And turns out, yeah, they did.
yeah.
Like, we're married now, but
I'm not a terrible person,
he's not
turns
a terrible
out.
person. Who would have thought?
I'm halfway decent.
But so we were having brunch one day, and I know that they still hung out because he would still see David, her husband. And the topic kind of came up about Jake, and she just kind of was like, what happened?
Yeah.
I could not tell her what actually happened.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm just so mad at him. But why? And I think I made up a bunch of stuff that still doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
And she was just like, I think you're in the wrong on this. And basically just like, you need to talk to him and maybe even like apologize and like get to the root of this.
Mm-hmm.
And I think at that conversation, that day, she's like, I know where he's at. You need to go find him and talk to him. And I hunted his butt down. Mm-hmm. He was so we hadn't spoken in like 6 months.
Yeah.
He was at the beach riding a bike. He was training. And I found his car at the beach parking lot. And I said, we need to talk. And he didn't want to talk to me. He was like, no, like you hadn't spoken to me in 6 months.
And at that point, I was angry. Essentially, it was like, no, I'm done. Like, I'm done beating myself up over it, essentially. Like, so we cut ties. I'm doing my thing. You do your thing. Like, that's where I was at to kind of provide some context of her hunting me down.
But in my head, I needed to at least get out that, like, I'm very sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, I recognize that I was very, very, very much in the depth of this emotion of anger, and I was wrong.
Yeah.
And I had to hunt him down to at least tell him, like, I'm so sorry. I don't know what you're going to do with this. It's probably may still part ways. But if I don't even do my due diligence to fix this, then I will live with that. So I did my due diligence, and I apologized. I told him everything, and we worked it out by the grace of God.
So this was there at the beach? No.
Yeah.
Or later?
Courthouse Road?
Yeah, Courthouse Road.
Well, later.
Yeah, we kept meeting there and talking.
Yeah.
It was more of, when she confessed to me, essentially, it was like, I had to decipher whether she was being genuine or not, is what it turned out to be. And so it took me some time, because again, I was hurt, and I had to process all these feelings and emotions. I know guys aren't allowed to have emotions and feelings, but but I had to process it because, again, I just beat myself up over it. I was already committed to another path, essentially, and then here, out of the blue, I'm not expecting it, and it's like, oh, now I gotta. And then it was a very pivotal part in our relationship. I was like, okay, if you're saying what's true, like, we'll continue this, but I'm doing this, like, still. And she, okay, that's fine. But then she convinced me not to do it.
That's good. They always do.
Yeah.
Well, I didn't mean for this to turn into a
counseling session?
him and her relationship conversation, but I do think it illustrates some pretty incredible principles for us about anger. It does.
I think so.
So let me tell you my takeaways, and I'm so thankful for y'all being here to share with us. One takeaway is that one way to delineate between an unrighteous anger and righteous anger, I think you said a righteous anger is not always directed at people; it's directed at injustice, and I love that. I think that's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The Bible tells us that we battle not against flesh and blood, right? But against principalities, and people aren't our enemy, and we need to remember that. A second takeaway, I think, I don't know if you said this explicitly, but something along the lines of, man, if we talk about something before it turns into something bigger, that's probably a good thing with our brothers and sisters, or even our spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, whatever. If we let's have a slightly difficult conversation and not wait and have a huge tragic conversation later.
Yeah,
right.
That's for sure.
Let's have a slightly difficult conversation.
That was the key.
And then maybe the last thing would be, it's important to surround yourself with good buddies who will help you see your blind spots and help you see, man, maybe you should reconsider how you're looking at this. And so it's good, man. Thank y'all so much
for
being.
I wish we had more time.
I do too. Well, we can. We're gonna turn the camera off, but we can.
Let's keep talking. We can keep good times rolling.
We got kids to pick up. I don't know about that.
Why don't we do this? Would one of you guys close us with a word of prayer, and just pray for our Crosspoint folks and whoever else maybe takes a look at this, that we would deal with anger in the right way going forward. Let's just all bow our heads and you pray.
Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for this time together, that we come together and talk about your good works. Thank you for the friendships and the ones we love at Crosspoint. This is such a beautiful community of people, and I pray that through these teachings and this podcast that we're able to reach people who need to hear your word and come to know you. God, be with those who have anger and contempt and need to set their hearts right and fix it with the ones they know and love. I pray that you continue to be with our pastor and our staff at Crosspoint as they do everything they can to shepherd the congregation and your people in this community. Thank you for all that you've done for us, and continue to guide us to do your will, Lord. Amen.
Amen.